Hi there. This next part of the build didn't quite go according to plan. I was going to go over the patch function, but instead I'm just going to go over how to close the opportunity as won or lost using Power Automate. I've split this bit of build into 4 separate bits because each bit contains important concepts. In this first part, I'm going to show you how to use existing components on our template with some conditional statements to build an opportunity win screen with some validation on it. Here we go.
Since the last episode, I've added images to represent opportunity won and opportunity lost. When clicked, these images present a dialogue, the lock screen and a cancel button. On the opportunity win screen, I'm going to add a field for the actual revenue, and the easiest way to do that is just to copy the estimated revenue field. The reason that's easier is because that's a currency field in the Common Data Service, but the input in our Canvas app is a text box. So rather than put all the validation on there ourselves, we just let the template do that for us, because we've already done that with the estimated revenue field, and copy and paste the estimated revenue field onto the opportunity win screen. Then we just need to go through and fix each of these errors. The first error is on border colour. I'm just going to replace what's there with some functionality that checks if the value of our actual revenue text box is less than or equal to 0, then highlight the border red. To do that, we use the value function to convert the text property of our actual revenue text box to a number, and then check whether that number is less than or equal to 0. The next property we're going to fix is the default property of the actual revenue text box. And instead of parent.default, which is in there now, we'll replace that by the value of our estimated revenue. And as I reference these controls in our functions, I just like to rename them in order to promote best practice and increase visibility to anyone else who goes in and edits this app. Next, we'll change the display mode to edit so that that's always editable. And finally, the tooltip will actually just type in text actual revenue for that one. The next control that we need to add is a label, just telling the user what that field means. And now for our confirm win button. This is the button that when pressed is going to run the flow, which will mark the opportunity as won. Now I only want that button to be enabled when the actual revenue has a value. So let's edit the display mode property of that button so that's the case. And we do that by adding another if statement. We're going to convert the text property of the actual revenue text box to a value and say if that value is less than or equal to 0, the display mode is disabled, else the display mode is edit. Finally, select all these controls and set the visible property to op when prompt, just like we've done with the rectangle. Then we'll just check that that function is expected. It won't let us enter letters, and it won't allow us to close the opportunity as won or confirm the win when the value is less than 0 or blank.
So that was part 1 of 4 in our closing opportunities build. I hope that demonstrated how you can use existing components and some conditional statements to build some validation as to whether the opportunity should be closed as 1 or not. In part 2, our next episode, we're going to use Power Automate to close the opportunity as 1, and I'll explain some of the challenges I faced in doing that. Until next time.